Harry, do you know what an upside down auction is?
Never heard of it, Arvin.
You're about to find out. Welcome to the channel. This is where I review luxury properties. I tell you 3 things I like about it, 3 things I don't like about it. And in today's episode, we're gonna review 120 North Glenroy Avenue, 9-bedroom, 13-bath, 14,543 square foot of living space, listed for $23,995,000. And it sits on a 21,499 square foot of lot, according to the builder. And now, before I tell you 3 things I like about this property, you should know that the content of this video is purely my personal opinion. It's for educational entertainment purposes. I don't guarantee the accuracy of information. For that information, contact the listing agents over here. Okay, 3 things I like about this property. Number 3, finishes. Don't get too excited. I don't like everything about it, but I really like their choices of marble and the finishes they did on top of the marble. I like it. The second thing I like about this property is the fact that it's south facing. Yes, south facing properties, I value them as a premium because just experience will be good. You can never change the direction of a property. Everything else you can pretty much change, not the direction. Number 1 thing I love about this property is the approach they're taking into selling this property. They're using an auction to sell this property. Now, there are times that I think it's appropriate to use an auction. Now you're thinking, Arvin, wait a minute, isn't the housing market an auction itself? No, it's an upside down auction. What does it mean? Look, sellers list their property at a price, and then if it doesn't sell, they lower it. So they keep lowering the price. In a regular auction, prices keep going up. But in a housing market auction, it's an upside down auction, prices come down till someone says, hey, I'll buy it, and they snatch it, okay? That's an upside down auction. That's why it's so different to sell it in an auction. And in this way, I think it's smart because this property has a lot of good things going on, like this stuff that I mentioned. It's got good volume, and in this crazy market, if you have an urgency to sell, you might want to consider it because you're going to bring a lot of buyers into the pool because they're thinking they might get a deal. And in the process, you force everyone to take a look at your property and consider it. And you might actually end up selling it for a little bit more than market value because someone gets emotional about it. Now, according to zipsmart.ai, demand is down 25% compared to the same time last year. And supply is up 24% compared to the same time last year. And that's horrible. It's like one eyebrow's going down, the other one, it's just not, it's not good.
It's no good.
And if that's too complicated for you, I get it. Like, you don't have to be a real estate nerd like I am. In version 3.0 of ZipSmart, we're really simplifying it. Okay, 3 things I absolutely don't like about this property. Number 3, architecturally, it's just looks like a Melrose place. You've seen this, we've talked about this. Melrose Fairfax, who took steroids, TRT, HRT, and it's just beefed up, right? It's that guy at the Gold's Gym who's just holding that hat backwards with the water bottle in the hand, just going it's not that natural look. It doesn't have any character of its own. They just said, okay, let's 2x all the dimensions. That's not building a mansion for me. And that's what I do over here, if you haven't noticed. Okay, the second thing I don't like about this property is the fact that it just doesn't feel like a home. I mean, they've tried, it comes close, but okay, look, they've tried to do it with the finishes and the colors they've used, but it's just not cutting it for me. And there's just too much openness and it doesn't have that energy all the way in. Again, it's not the worst thing. I've seen a lot worse than this, but I just couldn't find that space that I would be like, you know what? This is my cuddly, cozy place where I'm gonna pet my Persian cat, okay? The number 1 thing I don't like about this property, it's its location. You're like, Lower Bel Air, Arvin. The reason I'm telling you that, it's too west in Lower Bel Air. And what does that mean? Closer to 405, but also very close to Sunset, where you're gonna hear Sunset, and that's just not ideal. To me, this is not Lower Bel Air, but it's being priced as Lower Bel Air, and that's not good. Now, if you want to know where you should set your max to pay in the auction, you can give me a call, and I would love to be a resource to you. Here's my information. And did you know that this part of the video is interactive? You see all these boxes next to my head? You can click on them. Click. All right, I got too excited. See you guys later.